back with Joey Barrett. He is here with us. You feeling better, man?
I'm feeling great.
You feeling good? I know he was under the weather a little bit.
A little under the weather last weekend.
Yeah.
Couldn't get to all the football, but I got to some, so I'm ready to talk about it.
It'd be like that. All right, we'll start off with the winners first. Lynn Classical, once again, I think we talked about it. We knew they was going to have a dominant performance. That is, I put this down. I think they've outscored their opponents 116-14 the last 3 games. That's just how much their offense is rolling right now. 30-plus points. Again, that's 3 straight games of over 30 points, and they need to put up the points because they need these points. With how I don't understand the system, the ranking system, but I just know they need to put up points because right now they are on the outside looking in for the playoffs because they're right now at number 19 right now, and I think it's the top 16 teams, top 16.
Yes,
that gets it. So right now they're 19, and yeah, they need to put the points up and they need to get all these wins.
And I think they will. The Rams have a very hard test in Salem, which is 5-0. Mm-hmm. But I think Classical, as long as they can keep things within single digits to 10, they'll be fine because I think their offense is kind of designed that they can play from behind if need be. Mm-hmm. They can throw the ball. I know the threat to run is a little weakened without Tyron.
Yeah.
But as long as they don't go down too much early, I think it's going to be a great game. It's definitely my game of the week.
My game of the week too. And
Great.
We got to keep an eye on track on Tyron because possibly he might be returning soon. We got to keep an eye on that because they did say it was like a 6 to 8 week.
And that would be huge for them because not only is he a star running back, but a very happy presence, I think, for that program, and they like having him around. Here's
a fun fact for you. So, I talked with Bill Newell about this. Salem and Classical used to be in the NEC, so they used to play each other. Salem has not been. It's been 19 years since Salem has beaten Classical. So that is a little fun fact going into this game. And then for Classical, as I'm looking at it, because they got this one, then they got Revere, I believe, and then the big one against Everett because that one will be for the GBL regular season title, and that one will also, if they're able to win that one, that will pretty much help them, and that will get them in the postseason. If they're able to go on the road and beat Everett, that will get them in the postseason. But first, got to focus on on this week, and then we'll look forward to that. St. Mary's, woo! Man, they've had some close games this year, especially at Manning Field. This is their second close one. They got up 16-0 off a long touchdown run, and then off an 80-yard fumble recovery by Tyler Guy. Bishop Stain came back, but then the young players, I believe it was the freshmen, Rowan and Max. I believe they made the big play on 4th down to seal the game. Man, talk about a team that's been in some heartbreak, some tough games. I can't even talk.
Maxwell Parent, he plays like a veteran and he makes big time plays. He really does. Mm-hmm. And St. Mary's, good that they're in close games because it's going to help them down the road. And they're designed to play fine. I think St. Mary's just keep doing what you're doing, develop your young players, and I think St. Mary's is off to the right.
Yeah, and I'm looking. I'll give you their rankings in a second. As I was looking at it, I think they're exactly at 16 right now. They're exactly at 16 right now in Division 6 ranking. So good for them. They got once again another situation. Just win. Get them points up and just try to boost your resume before the season.
It's going to be hard to get back to the Super Bowl for them, but you never know.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. You never know. And you got the coach with a lot of experience, so he'll have them ready. Kip Academy. They were. I feel like they went in this. They started off a little sluggish. They didn't start off their normal selves. They were just. I think they were just out of sync or just not. They were just out of it But they got it together in the second half, erased a 22-8 deficit, and once again, the guy I keep talking about. Well, Chanel Gutierrez had a great game for them. Your player, item athlete of the week?
Item athlete of the week. The Classical streak ends. It was Vaughn, and then it was Nasky. Now it's Chanel Gutierrez. What was it? I think 350 total yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yes.
So, man, talk about playing like a veteran and being a role model.
And I haven't heard his name in like the last couple weeks. I just haven't heard his name as far as making plays out there. I thought it was because of injury or something like that, but it's good that he reminded me, and he reminded everybody that he's still there and he's still a threat for Kip. And also, my guy, Mornell Castro, another game, another big touchdown run. Is there anything this guy can't do on the field? Because it's every game now, and I feel like he's being underappreciated. This guy is great, and I need more people to pay attention because this young man is just a big-time, big-game player.
Yeah, everyone we talk about Kip has almost, I don't want to say they've proven themselves, but they have, because look at last season's postseason run. And they made these big catches and executed these big-time plays at the biggest on the biggest stage, rather.
Yeah.
So Kip is just going to Kip. They're a very good program.
I like that. And yeah, we got to give credit to Javon Machado, Chanel,
Absolutely.
and Mornell, because these three guys, I'm sure these were the guys we were looking at coming into the season, the leaders of the team, and that's exactly what they've been for these guys. They've been leaders of this team, and not only on the field, but off the field, but especially on the field. With every single game, one of them is making a big play. So kudos to Kip.
And the best programs have that.
Yeah,
the ability to step up if someone's maybe not on their A game.
Definitely. For Lynn Tech, they went into this game a lot of confidence, a lot of enthusiasm. Granted, it was warranted coming off the non-conference aspect, but I always say it's that trip to Manchester, because they're a really tough team at home. There's a great program, well-rounded offense, really good coaching. And yeah, they just struck first on Tech, and they just couldn't be stopped.
Sometimes these are just good to have as a program. It's never ideal to lose, but to play a strong team like that on the road, that Friday night light feeling, it's not a bad experience for a loss. I say this, and I'm sure James Runner has told his players that. It's good to be tested, and they're 3-2. That's still a strong record, and they wanted to be strong after their first 4 games. They were 3-1, and they met their match. Sometimes that's just the case, but it's a learning experience for sure.
Sometimes this seems like it was one of those games you might just have to burn the tape after. It might be one of them games we might have to just bury the tape after, because.
Or you use the tape as motivation or something like that.
Either or, use it as motivation and bury it.
Okay, fair enough.
But the good thing for Tech, they did get Jadil Ortega back. He was back on the field for them,
great.
So that's good for them moving forward. So just hope they bounce back on Saturday, where I believe they're hosting Lowell Catholic on Saturday at Manning. I believe.
Yes.
So I'll be there. And man, last but not least, my Bulldogs.
Your Bulldogs, who are going to have a great bounce back week this week.
Short week for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday game in Malden on the road. So they need to bounce back. And what was glaring for me about this game, the strength I always talk about with these guys is you can't run on them. They're a hard team to run on, but that was not the case. These guys, Greater Lawrence, just ran all over them. And yeah. So.
Yeah, sometimes that's just the case. Not ideal, but again, not the end of the world either for Lynn English.
Yeah, it's not.
And I think in terms of the Malden matchup, what was last year, 8-6?
Yeah.
So
that game was
which is
hilarious.
fine. A win is a win, and I think at the end of the day, they bounce back from last week, and English gets the win. I'll say it.
They have to bounce back, because we're itching closer to the end of the season. I mean, there's only like 2 weeks left before postseason starts. So they, especially for their seniors, they want to end this tail part of the season, just end it on the right way, and especially for their seniors, just play a little better, just get these wins, setting up the Thanksgiving game, so you could go in there with some type of energy, because you know in sports, you keep losing, you can't wait for the season to be over.
What I like about Lynn English is this. When I report, I take stats. So when I count stats at the end of the game, a lot of times it's just you go to that one number and you count them up and they have 200 yards. With English, they have a lot of attackers, and it can come from. They're very versatile.
Yeah,
and
I agree
I notice when I take stats for English, it's always I'm pinpointing 4 or 5 guys that really had strong games. So if they can piece it all together, which I think they will, and then they're what, 2 and...
No, they're 1-4.
No, I know, but if they win, 2 and 4.
2-4,
which
yeah.
is, not your ideal record, but totally fine towards the tail end of the season.
Wins are better than losses.
Absolutely.
So you get this win, you could be happy going into the following week. But you're right on that. This past game, it was guys making plays, different guys making plays. So they put it all together. They just need to put it all together, try to end this season strong. And so they'll be at Malden Thursday, 6 p.m. is the kickoff. I'll be there. He'll be there, right? You'll be there?
I will be there. Thursday night, the real Thursday night football.
Oh, yeah, because we ain't watching Denver and Kansas City.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I prefer Lynn football.
I agree with you. I agree.
I will be at the Salem Classical game,
Yep.
as well as the Lynn Tech game on Saturday.
So I'll be at that one. Swampscott and Danvers, big game. 7 p.m. Friday. I think I'll be making my way over there after that.
My fellow reporter Mark Aboyan will be
He'll
there.
be there. Okay, yeah, that's a big one. So I think I'll be making my way. There's actually a lot of big games across the state this weekend. So man, wish you could be everywhere, but what can you do? I actually went to a bunch of good games last week too. Go to my YouTube channel and watch them. New articles up?
New articles up, itemlive.com, about maybe 1 or 2 a day from me, but more from the staff. And for more football news and previews, check it out.
Yeah, we might have to have like a day where we bring you and your another reporter in and just sit here and just recap the entire season at the end of the year. So y'all might get that. Y'all probably will get that at the end after before we get into basketball season. But my man,
appreciate
always
it.
Great.
Thank you.
Always great. We'll see y'all. Yeah, that'd be cool.